Check, check. I can't hear anything. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
I can hear you.
I can't hear myself. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Is that working?
1 2 check 1 2. There's hardly anything showing here though. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Let me check here.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Try to make something with your bacon. So that's the next.
Check check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Smith Brothers Kitchen. So they have to come in and do a dual inspection to make sure there's time.
1 2 1 2.
And like I told them, I said, I'm not going to be doing anything with their cocaine.
1 2 check 1 2.
I am building an Edgar renovated.
1 2 1 2.
I'm just gonna pull it up here and just double check.
Quit your job already?
No, God, no, I can't quit from that.
1 2 1. There we go. 1 2 1 2 1
If
2.
it does take off,
Still not getting much here though. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 check 1 2. 1 2 1 2 check 1 2. At the story. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 check 1 2 1 2 1 2 check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 check 1 2. Testing 1 2 3 4 check 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 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 3 4 check 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 1 2 1 2.
There, wait a minute. Looking for stuff to coach now. Yeah. And we gotta keep an eye on the coin toss.
1 2 1 2 check 1 2 test it. No, I can hear now because I plugged in here. 1 2 1 2 1 2. I can hear myself now, but I didn't think it was. It should be louder than that, shouldn't
I can hear you just fine on
Okay, all right, okay.
I'm gonna turn you down just a
Okay.
here.
1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. Now I can't hear very much at all. 1 2. Where's the headphone volume? 1 2 1 2 1 2. I can hear, I guess, enough. It's because I'm going deaf, you know. It's like 1 2. Got to have it turned up all the way. 1 2 1 2. One two one two. Yeah, that's it. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's good. Yep.
He won't be ready to go when that clock gets here.
If I touch this,
1 2 1 2. That's all right. It's all right.
I'm gonna put these back.
1 2 1 2. Yep, that's fine.
Adjust it here. Good, now I can mute.
I think it's the last meeting. They were like 4,000.
I had to tell you before I forgot.
So like those brand new headsets?
Yeah.
I saw purchase order. Morgan was one day. It was a pretty general purchase order. She goes, who's paid for this stuff? It didn't say in the purchase order who's paid for it. I said, not the athletic club. It must be the football club. And I'm sure they're going to use the money. said it's just starting to knock it down. I said, yeah, good strategy.
Well, good evening and welcome to Edgar High School and high school football. The first game of the season for the Edgar Wildcats. It's a non-conference contest with the Lakeland Thunderbirds here at Edgar on an overcast and slightly damp night. I'm Tom King. Thanks for joining us here on Zaleski Sports. I've done radio play-by-play for high school sports for 27 years, and I'm very pleased to join the Zaleski Sports staff, and we'll bring you Edgar football this fall. It rained about 45 minutes ago, and it's been on and off drizzle since then, so the field will be a bit wet. I'm not sure it's going to make much of a difference. Both of these teams are going to try to run the football tonight, and we'll see which team will be successful. Edgar coming in after going 7-4 on the season last year, 3 of those 4 losses coming by just 1 score. And it was a disappointing season for Lakeland last year as well. They were just 2-6 overall, and they did not make the playoffs. For Edgar, it was an earlier exit than they're used to after they won their first playoff game last year. They were knocked off by Hurley in the second round of the playoffs, and that was it for the Wildcats. Of course, Edgar coached by Jerry Sins, his 48th year as head coach beginning here tonight, and they have really put together a successful football program here at Edgar, as you probably know. 18 undefeated regular seasons for Jerry Sins since he started coaching here, and over 46 straight winning seasons for Edgar as they come into this year. And they're going to be very happy here at Edgar to have more home games this year. They only had 3 home games last year. Both of their non-conference games were on the road against the same teams they're playing this year in non-conference action, Lakeland and Stratford, to start the season. And they have 6 home games here this year.
The Lakeland Thunderbirds.
And it's going to be a nice start to the season against a challenging squad here. Lakeland, of course, a bigger school. They're a Division II school. And Edgar, one of the smaller schools in Division 7. So that'll be interesting to see how the Wildcats can handle a team that will be bigger, not bigger in size in a few spots, but certainly not bigger as far as the roster goes. Looks like both of these teams are pretty close to having the same amount of players on the field. Both teams are being introduced as we go here now. We can take a look at Edgar's starting lineup on defense. Lakeland won the toss. They will receive the ball first. The defense for Edgar, it's the linebackers Keegan Hartway, Colby Weisenberger, Carter Butt, and Jace Affelbeck. Also Justin Davis. Up front for Edgar, Brett Baumgartner, Brady Stencil, Carver Higgins, and Fletcher Weiland. And the defensive backs for Edgar to start here, Leighton Shewitt, Avery Normington. Edgar has 7 guys that play both ways, offense and defense. And a couple of those big linemen we just mentioned do that. Brady Stencil and Carver Higgins, both seniors. Stencil a 6', 230-pound senior, and Higgins a 5'10", 210-pound senior. They don't have very many seniors on the squad. For a team that's got 21 letter winners back from last season, it's kind of interesting that they only have a handful of seniors, just 6 seniors on this Edgar Wildcats squad as they get set to begin this season. Last year they were 9-3 in the regular season, 10-4 overall for Edgar. Our game being brought to you in part tonight by Nicolay Bank, offering personal banking that works for you with locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Lakeland is coached by Dan Barutha, and of course Edgar coached by longtime headman Jerry Sins. As you can see, the Wildcats will be in their green jerseys tonight with white pants and green helmets. Lakeland is in black and white with gold trim. Looks like the sun is trying to come out here after it's been overcast and rainy for about the last hour, but it looks like the fans will be able to watch this game without umbrellas, at least for now. Let's take a listen to the national anthem here at Edgar before we get set for kickoff.
As the VFW Post 10187 raises our flag as we play our national anthem.
And the national anthem concluded, and we are just about set for football. Always exciting, the first game of the season. The kids are pumped up, the coaches are pumped up, the fans are ready here at Edgar. They're always ready for high school sports, especially football here at Edgar. It's really an interesting field setup here. As you can see, a stand of mature trees on the other side of the field. And
enjoy the ball game.
I'm told that that's going to look fantastic once the leaves change color in about a month or so. Edgar gathering around head coach Jerry Sins, getting them ready for this first kickoff of the season. The Edgar defense is going to be on the field first. Lakeland won the toss and they wanted the ball. And the Thunderbirds will be led by quarterback Braden Wiechek.
Harrison Gravine will be teeing it up for Edgar.
And the guy that'll get the ball mostly for Lakeland is senior running back Rocky Wagner, 6', 185-pounder. I'm told that Lakeland is going to switch up their offensive attack this year. They had been a throwing team over the last few years, but with the personnel they have this season, more of a running attack we're going to see here tonight. At least that's what we're told. We'll see how that all plays out here. Lakeland gathering around their head coach, Dan Barutha, getting final instructions before they head out to receive this kick. Our game brought to you in part by Fleet Farm. Get ready for fall cleanup at Fleet Farm. Get all the gear you need from mowers and spreaders to grass seed and fertilizers. Plus, check out supplies for outside jobs like pressure washers, shed, and paint. Get everything you need in one stop and get it all at Fleet Farm. Rocky Wagner's going to drop back deep for Lakeland. And he's back there along with Merrick Trotter, who's also a defensive back on this Thunderbird squad. And we're underway. It's going to be a short end kick is going to be fielded at about the 15-yard line, out across the 20 and the 25, and knocked down at the 30. Wagner brings it out to there, and that's where the Thunderbirds will start this opening drive. First and 10 on their own 30-yard line.
And Lakeland will start first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So the team will huddle up around quarterback Braden Wiechek. They do have a couple of wide receivers and a tight end, so they will throw the ball, but we're going to see a dose of Rocky Wagner and the fullback Leonard Chosa, I would imagine.
Fullback is 10, 25 and 6, and we got 18 out here.
And it's going to be an offset eye to begin here with Wiechek under center. Wagner, the deep man, in the backfield. And they're going to give it to Wagner straight up the middle. Now he bounces it outside and takes it across the 32 to about the 34-yard line. Call it a pickup of 4 on the carry for Wagner. And it's going to be second down and about 5 for the Thunderbirds from their own 35-yard line.
5 on the play will bring up second and 5.
Wide receivers split left and right. Same formation here for the T-Birds. And they give it to Wagner again. He runs into a wall. Not much there. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Ball's loose. It's on the ground. Edgar says they have it, but the officials are going to rule him down. Coming out of that pile for the Wildcats was Carter Butt. But they're going to say Wagner was down for no gain on the play.
We'll bring up third and 5.
And it'll be third down and 5. No place to go against that Edgar front right there. Brady Stencil, Carver Higgins, Fletcher Weiland up front there for the Wildcats. So let's see if the T-Birds will go to the air here on 3rd and 5 at their own 35-yard line. They've got 3 receivers in the formation this time, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Wagner in the backfield for Wiechek. Man comes in motion now, flag. It's probably going to be a procedure penalty against the T-Birds, and that'll back him up. Man came in motion. I don't think he was the problem. I think Wiechek flinched a little bit before he took the snap. So they'll back him up to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 now. So that changes your play call, or maybe it does. Instead of 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and 10. Still 3 receivers, same formation here. Man in motion once again. And Wiechek's going to pitch it to Wagner. They're going to try the right side. He cuts it back, and nothing doing. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage that time. Good pursuit by the Wildcats. In there for the Wildcats, Carver Higgins and Brett Baumgartner in there as well. And it's going to be a punting situation here for the Thunderbirds. They tried Rocky Wagner 3 times, and along with the penalty, got no yards.
See for Edgar are Tegan Strite and Carter Butt.
Carter Butt drops back here for Edgar. And Tegan Strite back as well. Strite and Butt will touch the ball a lot here tonight for the Wildcats. It's a good punt, and it's going to be taken at the 40-yard line, and some room to move down the sideline and then out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. Edgar is going to start with great field position in Lakeland territory at about the 47-yard line of the Thunderbirds. As Strite brought back that punt, and it's going to be great field position here to start for Edgar. 9:25 to play here, first quarter. No score. Edgar with the football for the first time.
Lakeland's 47-yard line where Edgar will take over, first and 10.
And the Wildcats quickly come to the line. Tegan Strite, the quarterback. 5'10", 155-pound junior.
They remembered.
Got a wing to the right and split backfield. Man comes in motion, and they're going to hand it off and try the right side. Nothing there. Penalty flag flies. The handoff went to Colby Weisenberger. I would imagine Lakeland was thinking that Carter Butt was going to get the football. They give it to Weisenberger, and he gets knocked down for no gain. And the penalty is going to be against Edgar. So on the first play from scrimmage of the season, it's a 5-yard penalty, and
penalty is going to bring it or make it.
That'll mark Edgar back into their own territory at about the 47-yard line. Going to be first and 15 from there. 9:23 to play, first quarter. Wildcats come to the line. Receivers left and right. Offset backfield behind Strite. And he's going to pitch it. They give it to Butt. Try the left side. He cuts it back. Running room. Breaking tackle. Still on his feet. And it takes about 4 T-Birds to bring him down as he gets it across the 40-yard line of Lakeland. Nice cutback by Butt right there, as he picked up about 14 on the carry.
Gain of 13 on the play is going to make it 2nd and 2.
They're going to give him 13. And it brings up a 2nd and short. 2nd down and 2 for the Wildcats from the Lakeland 39-yard line. Avery Normington splits out wide to the right for the Wildcats. They've got a slot to the left and an offset backfield behind Tegan Strite. Now a man goes in motion to the right. That's Colby Weisenberger. And it's going to be a mix-up on that play. Now Strite's going to roll out and try to make something out of it. Look to throw. He's got a man. It's caught. First down and more inside the 20-yard line. That was a busted play that they turned into a big game. Baumgartner caught it.
Brought down by Talon Haling.
And they picked up
gain of 20 on the play.
20 on that pitch and catch from Tegan Strite.
And Edgar, first down.
To Brett Baumgartner. 1st and 10, Edgar at the Lakeland 19-yard line. Strite ran into the running backs that time and then rolled out and found Baumgartner. They give it to Butt now. He bounces it outside. He's got some running room down to the 10-yard line. Shoestring tackle there by Lakeland's Braden Wiechek. But not before he picked up enough for another first down, I think, or it's going to be close to it. He got it inside the 10 to about the 9. Actually going to be short of the first down by about, well, are they going to give him a first down or not? No, it's going to be.
9 on the play is going to bring up.
Well, now they've got first down marked. It's going to be 1st and 10 as he just got the first down on that run.
Edgar from Lakeland's 9-yard line.
So inside the 10-yard line here for the Wildcats on their opening possession. After starting with good field position, Strite under center. Offset backfield, wing left, play action. Strite rolls out. Now he steps back up. He's going to put it down and run with the football. Tries to make one man miss, and then he's going to be thrown for a loss. And back at about the 15-yard line.
And a scramble brought down by Evan.
Evan Wiwassen made the stop for Lakeland on that run by Wiechek.
9 to the 16.
And it's going to be a loss of about 9.
Loss of 6 on the play.
Actually, a loss of 6. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it's going to be second down and 16. The ball marked right about the 15-yard line. Straight under center. They pitch it this time. Weisenberger's going to try to get around the right corner, and he does. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and gets into the end zone. No, they're going to mark him short, it looks like, at about the 1-yard line.
Kobe Weisenberger, the ball carrier.
Weisenberger got around the corner, and it looks like he is just short. Going to be a pickup of about 14 on the carry for Colby Weisenberger. He got a nice seal block that time on the right side and got around the corner and got knocked down just shy of the goal line.
It's a 3, isn't it? Or is it second?
They have it marked at about the 1-yard line. Going to be third.
Yeah, it should be third down.
Going to be third down and goal from the 1. Tight formation this time for the Wildcats. They've got 2 tight ends. Trips in the backfield here. And they hand it off. This is Butt, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Wildcats. They're on the board first on a 1-yard touchdown run for Carter Butt.
1-yard touchdown plunge.
And Edgar scores first. It's 6-0. 6:15 to play here, first quarter. And the Wildcats,
Yeah, you're trying to communicate.
looks like they're going to go for, are they going to go for 2 here?
It always goes for 2 on the first two.
They're going to go for the 2-point conversion here.
Or sometimes 1.
Split backfield behind Strite. They're going to play action. They want to throw for it. They've got a man caught, and it's good. Carter Butt in with the catch and the 2-point conversion, and it's 8-0 Edgar. We'll take a break here. Watching Edgar High School football
Lakeland 0.
on Zaleski Sports.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and 0 premium company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood.
There's definitely family pride in this. I mean, just thinking back that this business has been built since late 1800s. My great-great-grandfather, great-grandfather, grandfather, and father all working towards the same goal. There's definitely a lot of pride in that. You want to make sure that you make the family proud.
I don't think he is.
And we're back here at Edgar High School as the Wildcats make good use of their first possession, good field position, and they were able to march it down and get the opening touchdown. The big play was that 20-yard pass play from Strite to Baumgartner on a busted play. They picked up 20 yards.
And Rocky Wagner.
And Carter Butt with 24 yards so far on the night, including a touchdown run, and he caught the 2-point conversion. And Edgar will kick it away short, end-over-end kick. It's going to bounce at about the 22 and then picked up out across the 25. Wagner's got it. Got some room out across the 35, and now a flag flies in late
Wagner on the return.
as Wagner got it out across the 35 to about the 37, but let's see what the flag's all about here. Flag came in from behind the play on the far side of the field. Still have not seen a signal, but it looks like it's going to be a block in the back against Lakeland, so that'll march him back a little bit. 6:10 to play here, first quarter. 8-0 Edgar with the lead. Lakeland with their second possession of the game. And they will start after a pretty good return, but that penalty is going to back them up all the way back to the 23-yard line.
We'll start their drive. First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The weather has turned out all right here tonight after that early rain. It's overcast, but the rain has stopped. It's a little bit humid, but pretty nice for the fans right now. WIAA brings Lakeland to the line. High backfield behind him. And they're going to hand it off to Wagner. He's going to try to bounce it left, and there's nowhere to go. 3 or 4 green jerseys swarm under him.
8.
Tackled by Colby Weisenberger.
Weisenberger getting up.
Along with Dylan Young.
And also Dylan Yunker
No gain on the play.
in on the stop. Call it no gain on the carry for Wagner.
73.
So he's got 4 carries, but only 4 yards. That came on his opening carry. The last 3 times he's touched the ball has gone for no gain. 2nd down and 10 for the T-Birds. High backfield once again. WIAA. They're going to hand it to Wagner again. Once again, he bounces against some green jerseys. Now he's going to try to get outside, and he's going to be dropped for a big loss. Credit the Edgar line for stopping that run right at the point of attack and then crashing in to throw Wagner with the loss. That's Keegan Hardway, the senior defensive back.
5 on the play will bring up 3rd and 15.
And a loss of 5 on the play. And Lakeland, who came into this game thinking they'd be able to give the ball to Wagner a lot, may have to rethink that. He has carried 5 times for a -1 yard here. 3rd down and 15. High backfield behind WIAA. And it's going to be another handoff to Wagner. Tries to get it outside. He's going to be stopped for a loss. Coming in to make the play for the Wildcats was Jace Applebeck.
Gain of 1.
And they maybe gave him a yard on that. Maybe got it back to near the 20-yard line.
Gain of a yard on the play. It'll make it 4th and 14.
4th down and 14, and you got to think that Edgar's going to get good field position here again.
Braden WIAA.
Their deep men
Formation.
are standing back near midfield for this punt from WIAA. Snap is all right. The punt's away. It's a high wobbler. Going to be taken by Strite. They're going to fake the reverse. And now Strite's going to try to get around the right corner, and he does. And he's got running room down the sideline. And Strite may go. He's going to be knocked out of bounds, but not until he gets it inside the 20-yard line of Lakeland. Credit some good backside blocking that time as they faked the reverse, and then Strite kept it and went around the far sideline all the way down inside.
Edgar.
Let's see where they're going to mark it here. They're going to mark it just shy of the 20-yard line. Call it about the 22 is where they will mark it. And great field position for the Wildcats once again here as they take over. It's going to be 1st and 10. Lakeland's going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 8-0 Edgar. You're listening and watching Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
And we're back here at Edgar High School. I'm Tom King, and the opening night of high school football, always exciting, and especially here in Edgar. And the Wildcats have started off really well here tonight. They lead at 8-0 and have the ball again in Lakeland territory for their second possession after a nice kickoff return by Tegan Strite. Our game brought to you in part tonight by Whitetail Properties. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties. His number is 715-213-4468. That's 715-213-4468. Whitetail Properties, one of our great sponsors here on Zaleski Sports. 1st and 10 Edgar from the Lakeland 23-yard line.
We have to do a voiceover next year.
Edgar was able to score after only 4 plays on their opening drive. 3 runs. Actually, I take that back. 6 plays. 3 runs by Carter Butt. And that long pass play as well to Baumgartner. Now we're going to get movement on the Edgar line. 3 guys did not have the snap counter. They all jumped early. It'll be a penalty against the Wildcats here.
On the play. False start on Edgar. That's going to make it 1st and 15.
Pre-snap penalties. Early in the season, you're probably going to see those. Hopefully, later in the year, well-disciplined teams get rid of those pre-snap penalties. 1st down and 15 now. Ball back at the 28, 29-yard line. Man comes in motion. Now he stops. Wing left. And they're going to hand it off. This is Weisenberger. Tries the right side. He's wrapped up, but still able to get positive yardage. Not much there, though.
Weisenberger, the ball
maybe got a couple.
Tackled by Sean Gardner.
Call it a pickup of maybe 2 on the carry.
Gain of 2 on the play will make it 2nd and 13.
The Wildcats playing 2 non-conference games, actually 3 to start, but the same 2 that they played last year to begin the season against this Lakeland Thunderbird team and then Stratford. The difference is both of the games this year are home games, and we'll have them for you. Have the next game as well on Zaleski Sports. Wide receiver way out, split left this time. But they're going to keep it on the ground. It's going to be a pitch this time to Butt, left side, spins away, breaks 1 tackle, breaks another, and then gets it down inside the 20-yard line.
Carter Butt, the ball carrier, brought down by Garrett Tobias.
Maybe picked up 8 or 9 on that.
Gain of 6.
Somebody has a weak whistle.
Actually, they're going to mark him down at about the 19.
Gain of 6 on the play.
So call it a gain of 6.
Bring up 3rd and 6.
3rd down and 6 here for the Wildcats. They've only thrown 1 so far, and that was a busted play that forced Strite to roll out. He found Baumgartner for a big gainer of 20 yards. Let's see what they do here. A designed pass, or are they going to keep it on the ground? And they're going to pass. Strite rolls out. He looks, got a man open, and it's going to be caught, but it's going to be short of the 1st down. Knocked down at about the 15 or 16-yard line.
Complete to Kobe Weisenberger.
Weisenberger caught the pass.
Talon Hailing.
But it's going to be short of a 1st down by a couple, but I would imagine they'll go for it here, 4th and a long 2.
Gain of 3 on the play is going to bring up 4th and 2.
It was a good tackle. The pass was a little bit high, and the defender closed quickly and tackled Weisenberger after a pickup of only 3. So 4th down and a couple, but when you've got good running backs like Edgar does, 4th and a couple is not something that concerns you very much.
Oh, here's the tee.
Trips backfield here behind Strite. Who's going to get the football? It's going to be Butt. He cuts it back inside, enough for the 1st down near the 10-yard line.
Carter Butt, the ball carrier.
Picked up about 7 on that.
Desmond Young along with Sean Gardner.
And it's enough for a 1st down for the Wildcats, and the ball marked at the Lakeland 10.
Puts the ball at Lakeland's 10-yard line, and then Edgar, 1st down.
Carter Butt was the leading ball carrier on this Edgar squad last year as a sophomore. He's only a junior, and he is really, you can tell he's done a lot of leg work in the weight room, legs and thighs. He is really solidly built, and he uses that to his advantage. He's able to break tackles. He broke a couple right there to get that 1st down. 1st and 10 Wildcats. Strite's going to hand it off this time. Different ball carrier trying to get the right side. Oh, he stood up and dropped after a short gain. That's Chase Affelbeck on the carry.
Tackled by Sean Gardner.
Sean Gardner with the big hit there. Maybe got 1 on that. Ball's going to be marked at the 9. Going to be 2nd down and 9.
Going to bring up 2nd and goal to go from the 9.
So 2nd and goal from the 9 as clock winding down here in the 1st quarter. Just 30 seconds remaining. They'll probably get 1 more play off here. Wide receivers left and right. Split backfield behind Strite. He wants to throw this one up into the end zone. He's got a man. It's going to be overthrown. The receiver turned and slowed down a bit. He was trying to get that to Leighton Shuett. Shuett kind of turned and stutter stepped a little bit, and that stopped his momentum, and the ball floated over his head, incomplete. So it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 9. 15.4 seconds remaining in the quarter. Wide receiver, wide right. Slot right for Edgar as they come to the line. Straight under center. Now the ball is fumbled, but penalty flags flew. I'm not sure there was movement, or they're going to get an encroachment penalty against Lakeland here.
Flags down. Indication is encroachment.
Let's see. Well, they're talking to Lakeland now, so I don't know. I thought I saw the official point toward Lakeland with the penalty. It is going to be offside against the T-Birds, so that'll help Edgar out here. Move him a little bit closer to the goal line. That snap was fumbled as well. Strite was able to fall on it, but the play had already been blown dead with the penalties. Ball's going to be marked just outside the 5-yard line. So 3rd down and goal from right around the 5. Strite brings Edgar to the line once again. Slot right, offset backfield behind him. And they're going to play action. He wants to throw again. He rolls out. He's got a man. It's caught. Weisenberger, touchdown. Edgar scores again, this time through the air.
Keegan Strite pass to Colby Weisenberger is complete.
Colby Weisenberger catches it for a 6-yard touch, or make that a 5-yard touchdown pass. And it's 14-0 Edgar, pending the conversion here with 9.3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So 2 possessions, 2 scores here for the Wildcats against this Lakeland Thunderbird squad. And they'll line up to go for 2 once again here. Strite under center. They play action to Weisenberger. Strite wants to throw it again into the end zone. He's got a man, but it's going to be overthrown, incomplete. So the score will remain 14-0, and we'll take a break. You're watching Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
Score is Edgar.
Stone Innovations, home of Wisconsin's largest granite and quartz selection, is now featuring the best stone shopping experience in the state. Our brand new indoor facility allows for a home-like, comfortable atmosphere. Choose from hand-picked stone from around the world and select the perfect look for your dream kitchen in the best lighting possible. Then sit down with our free design services to customize the look of your kitchen. Our projects come with a lifetime warranty. Stone Innovations, Wisconsin's granite and quartz leader. Appleton, Rhinelander, Clover, Madison.
And we're back here at Edgar High School.
These guys are shaking.
14-0, so very efficient so far for the Wildcats. 2 possessions. They've run 12 plays and have 2 touchdowns. Our game brought to you in part tonight by Stone Innovations. Stone Innovations of Plover, here to serve you. Stone Innovations specializes in the fabrication, design, and installation of stone countertops. Stone Innovations, Inc. operates with the most advanced fabrication equipment in the industry. You can visit stoneinnovations.net to begin your order.
Harrison Gravine teeing it up.
Harrison Gravine handles the kickoff duties for the Wildcats. He's a lineman. 6 foot, 235-pound junior, and he handles the kickoffs. Back deep for Lakeland, Logan Gray and Merrick Trotter. Back for the Thunderbirds here, standing between the 15 and 20-yard line. Sun's really trying to come out here tonight in the west behind us. Line drive kicks. Squibber this time is going to be picked up at about the 20, across the 25 to the 30, and opening inside and way out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. That's a good return by Merrick Trotter, and Lakeland will have their best field position of the day. No penalties that time. So the T-Birds actually get some decent field position here, and we still have 4.3 seconds to play here in the first quarter. That last 15 seconds of the quarter is taking an extended amount of time. T-Birds come to the line. We check under center. They have not been able to do anything so far here tonight against the Edgar defense. Three receivers in the formation this time. They're going to fake the pitch this time and then throw back. A little screen pass. It's complete and caught. And now a flag flies in as diving across the 50-yard line was Max Masiesva. And let's see what the penalty is all about. That's going to be against the Thunderbirds, I think, but let's see. They're talking about it here. Ball's marked at the 49-yard line of Edgar, but I think that's going to be coming back. And it will be it's going to be two penalties against the T-Birds. It's going to be a block in the back. That was declined, and then it's going to be a personal foul, and that's going to be marked off, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 14-0 Edgar. When we come back, you're watching Edgar Lakeland football on Zaleski Sports.
When the last thing you need to happen does. One of our 16 mobile service trucks from Sherrill Tire and Service Center can keep you rolling and growing. Sherrill Tire and Service Center, your locally owned farm tire specialist.
Sherrill Tire and Service, keep growing and rolling with us.
Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
And we're back here at Edgar High School. I'm Tom King, Zaleski Sports coverage of Edgar Lakeland High School football opening night for the Wildcats. We'll be back here next weekend. It's a Saturday game. Actually, that's last year's schedule. We don't want to look at that. We'll look at this year, and we'll be back here against Stratford next Friday night. Both teams coming back out on the field.
Lakeland will start the second quarter, first and 19 from their own 35.
And it will be Lakeland football, first and 10 on their own 35-yard line. Lost my mic feed there for a bit. Have it back now. But once again, penalty hurting Lakeland here. They've got the ball marked at the 35, but now the officials are going to move that again. They're going to mark it back even farther. They misplaced the football. It'll be back at the 30-yard line, which is where the T-Birds will start.
Lakeland will take over now at their own 30.
Trying to talk about next week's game. It is Stratford here next Friday night. We'll have that game for you here on Zaleski Sports. Lots of game to be played here as we begin the second quarter. Edgar leading 14-0. Lakeland at the line. Wiechek's going to hand it off to Wagner. He's going to try to get the left corner, and a good open field tackle made right there. Getting down and stopping Wagner was Avery Normington. They got a pickup of maybe 4 on that.
Gain of 3 on the play will put the ball at the...
They've got it marked at the 33, between the 33 and 34-yard line. Second down.
21.
And a lot. Second down and 21 or 22 yards to go here after that long penalty mark off. Those penalties get marked off from the spot of the foul, and that always is a killer. Second down and call it 21. Going to operate out of the gun this time. Wiechek throws. He's got a man incomplete off the hands of Wagner. It was a little underthrown.
Wiechek's pass intended for Rocky Wagner falls incomplete. Defending on the play, Colby Weisenberger.
First pass attempt for Wiechek, and it's incomplete. Going to be third down and 21. So far, with the help of some penalties, it's been a dominating performance by the Edgar defense against this Lakeland offense. T-Birds have not been able to get anything going here tonight so far. Going to operate again. Low snap. WIAA wants to throw. He's got a man. It's incomplete. Low throw bounced off the thigh pads of the intended receiver. He was trying to get it to Max Masiezva. Incomplete, and another punting situation here for the T-Birds.
Deep to receive for Edgar. Or Tegan Strite.
So they have tried 7 runs, all by Rocky Wagner, and 3 passes, and have a total of 4 total yards so far here in this first half of football. They line up to punt. Edgar should get great field position once again. Snap is good. Punts away. It's going to be angling toward the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds. Butt will catch it, but out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. And that's where Edgar will start, 1st and 10 from their own 35.
Edgar is going to start 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
Our game is brought to you in part tonight by Heartland Farms. Heartland Farms, the 5th-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes and currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. They're currently the cream of the crop in potato farming business. You can learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm. Wildcats back to the line. 1st and 10 on their own 35 as they're putting together a solid first half of football here. Offset backfield behind Strite. They're going to hand it off to Weisenberger again. Breaks it outside, and he's tackled as he gets it across the 40 to about the 43-yard line.
Ball carrier brought down by Talon Haling.
Call in a pickup of about 8
Gain of 8 on the play
for Weisenberger. 2nd down and 2 for the Wildcats. Edgar has only 1 negative play so far. That was a rollout by Strite, and he got sacked. But other than that, they've been moving the football. To the line they come. Play action, he wants to throw, flushed out of the pocket, avoids the rush, and now he pulls it down, he's going to run. He's got yardage down the far sideline. Still on his feet and knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets it down to the Lakeland 25-yard line.
Tegan Strite on the scramble.
Pickup of about 30 yards on that scramble by Strite. As he broke through and
The ball at Lakeland's 20.
broke away from 2 potential tacklers in the backfield and then went down the far sideline. And they're marking it just shy of the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for Edgar from there.
Where did that ticket go? Okay. I'm looking. Did it fly out the window?
9:59 to play here first half. Edgar already leading 14-0, and they're in Lakeland territory once again. Strite, play action again. They're going to run an option. He's going to keep it on the option, and then he's going to be knocked down. Maybe got a yard or 2 on that.
Tegan Strite, the ball carrier. Brought down.
Good defense by Lakeland is stringing out that option play. Call it a pickup of 1 on the carry
He's going to make it 2nd and
for Tegan Strite. It'll be 2nd down and 9. That's really the first time we've seen them run that option. They've got those talented running backs in Carter Butt and Colby Weisenberger, and then Strite as well. That's really the first time we've seen him run the option. Strite kept it that time and didn't get much. 2nd down and 9. Split backfield, slot right for the Wildcats this time. They've got a wide receiver wide left. Tight formation here for the Thunderbirds. They're going to hand it off to Butt. He stutter steps and picks up a couple. Got it inside the 25 to about the 23, maybe the 22-yard line, depending on where they mark it.
brought down by Aiden Allman.
Pick up maybe 3 on that carry. Going to mark it at about the 22.
Bring up 3rd and 6.
3 on the carry for Butt. And it's 3rd down now and 6. I would imagine 4 down territory here for the Wildcats. Clock moving, 8:30 to play first half. Strite's going to pitch it this time to Butt. They try the right side. He's got a hole, puts his head down, and powers near first down yardage. Let's see where they mark it. Going to be at about the 16-yard line. Going to be short of the first down by about a yard, maybe less than a yard. Fourth down and very short. 5 on the pickup for Carter Butt. And it's fourth down and short. They'll go for it, obviously, here. Ball marked at about the 17-yard line. Trips backfield behind Strite this time. They give it to Butt again, puts his head down, dives inside the 15. First down for the Wildcats. They're going to mark him down at about the 14-yard line. Pickup of 2, and that'll be enough for the first down.
3 on the play.
Actually, they're going to give him 3. All right.
14-yard line, and an Edgar first down.
First and 10 for the Wildcats at the 14-yard line. They have scored in their first 2 possessions and trying to score in their third possession as well here. We mentioned lots of home games for the Wildcats this year after they were on the road most of last year. Receivers left and right, split backfield behind Strite this time, and now we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a timeout call by the Wildcats. We'll take one as well. 7:07 to play, first half, 14-0 Edgar. You're watching Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. And save a little money without sacrificing the savory. Let's raise our tongs to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills. And make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer savings like Festival Foods.
Tom King back here at Edgar. 7:07 to play first half, 14-0 Wildcats, and they're knocking on the door again. Have a first and 10 on the Lakeland 14-yard line. Lakeland's got to be getting a bit annoyed at how easy this has been for Edgar to move the football. Very efficient offense. Carter Butt with 8 carries for 46 yards. Weisenberger has 3 carries for 24. Strite, 3 carries for 25 yards total. And 2 completed passes. And now they come to the line again.
I got some good
Strite's going to drop straight back, try to throw it up in the corner of the end zone over the top of the head of the intended receiver. He was trying to get it. Leighton Schuett out there, sophomore wide receiver. That's a play where they just throw the ball up and hope Schuett can go up and get it. The ball was a little bit overthrown. He got one hand on it, couldn't bring it in. So it's going to be second down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Looks like the rain is starting up again. The umbrellas are popping out in the stands here at Edgar. It rained about 45 minutes before game time, stopped, and now it looks like it's starting up again. Strite. Inside handoff to Butt. He had a hole. It closed quickly. He was able to break that tackle and dive forward. They're going to mark him down, though, at about the 12. Only picked up a couple on that. Pretty good tackle that time by Leonard Chosa.
Gain 3 on the play.
As he took Butt's legs out from under him and knocked him down. Going to be third down and long now. Third down and about 8. They only gave him 1 yard on that play. Looked like he dove forward for more than that. Going to be third down and 8 for the Wildcats. Offset backfield. Slot left for the Wildcats. Lakeland showing blitz. Here they come. They pick it up. They give it to Butt. He cuts it back. And now a flag flies behind the play. Probably going to be a hold on Edgar. So for the first time tonight, Lakeland defense stiffens a bit. And now it's going to be a penalty as well. And that's going to be a hold against the Wildcats.
Penalty indication is holding on Edgar.
So they're going to mark him back, or are they going to take? They're going to decline that penalty. They're going to mark him back instead of making it 4th down. They're going to give Edgar another shot on 3rd down, but it's going to be 3rd and very long. So they mark off that penalty all the way back to the 26-yard line. Holding penalties in high school football really can destroy a drive.
3rd and 21.
Because they mark them off from the point of the infraction, and it's really tough to bounce back from that. 3rd down and 21 now from the 26-yard line. And Strite's going to pass. He's being flushed out of the pocket. Here comes the rush. He gets rid of it. It's going to be incomplete, out of bounds. As Strite was just trying to avoid the sack there as he was being chased by Hakan Birkeland.
That's going to bring up 4th.
And it's 4th down, and what does Edgar want to do here from the 26-yard line? 4th and very long, 4th and 21. Looks like they're going to go for it here. They've got the offense on the field. 5:50 to play here, first half. 14-0 Edgar, and for the first time, they are close to being stopped on this possession. Lakeland looking to get their defense off the field here. 4th down and long. 4th and 21 for Edgar from the Lakeland 26-yard line. Strite under center. Play action. Here comes the rush. They pick it up. He's being pressured, and now he gets rid of it, but it's going to be Weisenberger is going to be dumped for a loss all the way back near the 40-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 14 on that pass. As Strite got rid of it to Weisenberger, who was only about a yard away from him, and there were all kinds of white jerseys around there. So call it a completed pass, but it's going to be completed for a loss of about 12 or 13 yards.
At their own 40-yard line.
So Lakeland will take over on downs as their defense gives the Lakeland fans something to cheer about here. First and 10 for the T-Birds from their own 40-yard line. And this is WIAA. As they've decided they're going to open it up a little bit. Haven't been able to do anything on the ground. They're going to throw deep. They've got a man in double coverage. It's going to be intercepted, but a flag flies in. Interception, but they're probably going to call some pass interference there. Man, that's tough right there. As making the pick was Tegan Strite. Double coverage near the 30-yard line of Edgar, but a flag flew in, and undoubtedly when a flag gets thrown there, it's probably going to be pass interference. It is pass interference. They call offensive pass interference? It's going to be offensive pass interference, or did he change that? No, they're going to change that. He pointed the wrong direction, I think. He pointed toward Lakeland with the penalty, but they're marking the ball down at about the 32-yard line.
Penalty indication is pass interference on Lakeland. That was declined. Edgar is going to take over.
I see. It was. Okay, they called the pass interference against Lakeland, and the penalty was declined. That's where they're marking the ball at the 31-yard line. The interception will stand. It only takes me a little bit to get it. So Edgar will have the football on the interception by Tegan Strite. Offensive pass interference and an interception. Couldn't get much worse for the T-Birds right there. Edgar back to the line. They're going to try a counter play this time. They give it to Weisenberger. He's trying to get the corner. He's going to get the corner, but not much more. Gets it across the 35 to about the 37.
Brought down by Merrick Trotter.
31 to 36.
Pickup of about 6 on that.
2nd and 4.
For Weisenberger. Going to be 2nd down and 4.
You might mishear something,
You could tell Lakeland's decided they're going to start throwing the football because they haven't been able to do anything on the ground. They tried to throw deep that time into double coverage, and Strite picked it off. Edgar with the football, 2nd and 4. Inside handoff to Butt. Breaks a tackle, first down across the 44 to the 45-yard line.
Tackled by Sean Gardner.
Pickup of about 8 on that for Carter Butt.
Gain of 8 on the play. puts the ball at Edgar's 45.
10 carries for 55 yards for Butt now.
First down.
Clock moving, 4:35 to play first half, 14-0 Edgar, and with the football at their own 45-yard line with a first down. Back to the line they come. Strite under center. Now they try another counter play. Weisenberger gets it across 45 to about the 50-yard line. Going to be a pickup of about 5 or 6, depending on where they
Tackled by Sean Gardner.
mark it. They're going to mark it in Lakeland territory at about the 49-yard line. Pickup of 6. That was a nice little counter play right there. You know the counter is going to work when the man who Lakeland thinks is going to get the ball gets smashed, and meanwhile Weisenberger is gone with the ball around the other side. 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats here from the Lakeland 49-yard line. Offset backfield slot right. They give it to the up man this time, and some running room, and big running room, and now going to be tackled at about the 30-yard line. And now a flag flies in late, probably going to get a horse collar tackle as they got a handful of jersey behind the neck of the running back. And that is going to be a huge carry right there for Edgar, and that's Jace Applebeck.
And also a penalty flag down.
Applebeck picked up big yardage on that. They're going to pick up the flag.
Penalty flag is waved off.
And mark the ball where? Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 28-yard line.
And an Edgar first down.
Pickup of about 15 on that carry for Applebeck. And it's a first down Edgar at the Lakeland 29-yard line. Play action this time. Strite wants to throw. He's being flushed out of the pocket, and he breaks tackles. They had him sacked, still on his feet, and he was able to make positive yardage out of that somehow. It looked like he was going to be sacked back outside the 30-yard line. He was able to pull it down and run and got it to about the 27. Pickup of about 2 on that carry for Strite.
It is going to bring up 2nd and 8.
He made something out of nothing right there. Actually, something out of less than nothing. He was going to be sacked for a loss. Instead, picked up 2 yards. 2nd down and 8.
It looks like Donnie's going to pass if you watch. He turns out really early.
2 receivers, 1 receiver wide left and then the slot left as well. Inside handoff again. And this is Applebeck. Breaks tackles and got it down inside the 20 to about the 18.
Jace Applebeck, the ball carrier. Brought down by Talon Haling.
Going to be another first down for Edgar.
Gain of 6 on the play. Puts the ball at Lakeland's 17-yard line, and an Edgar first down.
1st and 10 for Edgar once again. They're going to try an inside handoff. This is Butt, puts his head down into the end zone, touchdown. 17-yard run for Carter Butt, and a touchdown for the Wildcats with 2 minutes to play in the first half.
17-yard touchdown run.
Good ball visit for him.
So they will go for 2 points again here, leading 20-0. And now, been sort of a delay here, so let's see what we're going to do. They're going to take a timeout. They were late getting one of the linemen on the field. Actually, they're going to kick for the extra point here. All right. They wanted to make that decision, and the kicker getting on the field late. Harrison Gravine will attempt the extra point, and they're going to draw Lakeland offside unless there was movement. It's going to be encroachment against Lakeland, and now they'll change their mind and go for 2 as the ball gets moved closer to the end zone. So a hard count draws Lakeland offside, and now Edgar will go for 2 from the 2-yard line. Looks like the rain has stopped again, and we're actually seeing some breaks in the clouds now. So a 2-point conversion attempt coming. And it's going to be a handoff to Butt, and he takes it in, left side in to the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And it's 22-0. We'll take a break and come back with more. You're watching Edgar Wildcat football on Zaleski Sports.
If you lose direction, you can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no. One-man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want great health insurance. See why we're rated #1 in service, coverage, and affordability in Central Wisconsin.
Edgar Family Restaurant is located just south of Highway 29 in Edgar and open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, drink, dessert, get it all at Edgar Family Restaurant. Homemade food to fill your belly and your soul. Daily specials including Friday fish fry, soup, salad, pies made from scratch, and a full menu of choices are yours at Edgar Family Restaurant. Give back to those who support our community. Give back and visit Edgar Family Restaurant for breakfast tomorrow, then stay for lunch and dinner too. Edgar Family Restaurant is a proud backer of Wildcats football.
And we're back here at Edgar High School. Good start for the Wildcats to this 2022 high school football season. They lead the Lakeland Thunderbirds 22-0. 2 minutes to go until halftime. Carter Budd with 2 touchdowns, a 1-yard run, and a 17-yard scamper. He also has scored 2 2-point conversions. The other touchdown was a 6-yard pass from Tegan Strite to Colby Weisenberger. The 2-point attempt on that touchdown was no good. Edgar will kick it away. It's a end-over-end kick. Nice one that time, back to about the 15-yard line. Across the 20, down to the 30, and stopping, and then getting tackled immediately. On the return for the T-Birds was Logan Gray. And wrapping him up on the tackle for the Wildcats was Justin Davis.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Lakeland, but they only have a minute 54 to play here in the half. Ball on their own 30-yard line, and they have not been able to get much going offensively in this game. They couldn't get anything going on the ground, so they went to the air and threw a long interception in double coverage the last time they had the football. And out of the gun once again. WIAA wants to pass. He's got a man, but he missed him. A little turnaround button hook about 8 or 9 yards up, and the ball was underthrown. Incomplete.
Keegan Hartway defending on the play. That's going to make it 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 for the Thunderbirds. Lakeland plays their football in the Great Northern Conference. They are expected to finish about in the middle of the pack in the Great Northern this year. They didn't make the playoffs last year, going only 2-6 on the season. They come to the line. Out of the gun once again, low snap. WIAA able to grab it. He throws. He's got a man this time. It's caught. Going to be short of the first down, though. Wrestled out of bounds.
Pass complete to Haken Berkland.
It was Haken Berkland who caught that pass.
Tackled by Keegan Hartway along with Jace Applebeck.
Pickup of about 8.
8 of 8 on the play is going to make it 3rd and 2.
First completion of the game for WIAA. Pickup of 8. 3rd down and 2 now for the Thunderbirds. Ball at their own 39-yard line. Clock moving. Minute 19 to play here in the half. Wide receiver split left and right. WIAA will go under center this time. Offset backfield. And he's going to hand it off. Run up the middle. Not much there. Did they get the first down? I don't think so. They're going to mark him shy just across the 40-yard line. It's going to be 4th down.
Tackled by Brett Baumgartner.
Baumgartner on the stop for the Wildcats. They give him a first down on that? Boy, oh boy, that's a good mark for Lakeland right there. Looked like they tackled him short of the first down. Instead, it's a first down for the T-Birds. They're going to mark it at the 41. And Lakeland's going to take a timeout here. We'll take one as well. 42.3 seconds to play in the half. 22-0 Edgar. You're watching Edgar Wildcat football on Zaleski Sports.
Thank you for helping Abbey Bank become the most highly recommended community bank.
Thank you to all of our customers for helping us be successful.
Thank you for putting your trust in us.
Thank you for your loyalty.
Thank you for helping us support our communities.
We are grateful for customers like you.
Thank you to all of our customers. We hope to see you soon.
And we're back here with 42.3 seconds remaining in the first half. Edgar leading comfortably 22-0. Lakeland with the football, but they're still in their own territory at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for the T-Birds as they come to the line. Edgar showing blitz. They're going to bring it, and the blitz comes. He gets rid of the football. It's caught. Breaking one tackle, breaking two tackles. Positive yardage for the Thunderbirds now. Knocked out of bounds. First down on that pass and catch. They got the football to Rocky Wagner.
Knocked out of bounds by Leighton Shewitt.
And a pickup of about 13 or 14 on that. Well, they're going to give him 12. All right, 12 on the pass and catch.
47-yard line.
As Wagner broke two tackles that time, two open field attempts to bring him down were not successful. 1st and 10, Lakeland in Edgar territory at the 48. 31 seconds to play in the half. WIAA wants to throw. Blitz comes again. They picked it up. There's the pass. It caught. A diving catch at the 35-yard line by Max Masiesva.
Masiesva gives Lakeland a first down.
They're going to quickly get to the line to spike the football here if they can. And they will with 21 seconds to play in the half.
Lakeland stopping the clock.
That was about a 14-yard pass and catch, and a great catch, diving catch by Max Masiesva. 3 straight completions for WIAA has moved the ball down to the Edgar 36-yard line with 21.2 seconds remaining in the first half. Lakeland's got one timeout remaining as they come to the line. 3 receivers in the formation. Edgar's blitzed a couple of times here. This time it looks like they're going to back off and play a little prevent. They do bring a blitz, and they're going to sack it, and the ball's loose. That's a fumble. They pick it up. Edgar's going to run this for a touchdown, as taking it all the way in for the Wildcats is going to be Brady Stencil. I didn't see who made the hit. I think it was Weisenberger on the hit and knocked out the football. It didn't. They disguised that blitz well. They had blitzed the previous 2 times and they had picked Weisenberger up. That time they didn't get him, and he got free and nailed WIAA from the backside, and Stencil picked it up and ran it in for a score. With 9 seconds remaining in the first half. That's just a backbreaker for the Thunderbirds as they were trying to get something back into the game and get a score before halftime. Instead, they give up a score on a huge defensive play by the Wildcats with 9 seconds to play. Weisenberger with the hit, forcing the fumble. And Stencil picked it up at about the 40-some yard line, maybe the 39, and ran it all the way back for a score. They'll kick the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is no good, wide right.
Extra point kick is no good.
And the score remains 28-0. We'll keep it right here.
Lakeland 0.
And remind you that our game is brought to you in part by Nasonville Dairy. Of course, they are the sponsor of the post-game show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. Well, the Edgar defense tonight has shut down the Lakeland offense, and now a big play gets them on the scoreboard as well.
That's the insurance one. This is the next one. Like that went through, and then that went through. Great job.
And it was Weisenberger who forced the fumble on the blitz. And then Brady Stencil picked it up and ran it in for a score. The kick was no good. And with 9 seconds to play here in the second quarter, Edgar leads it by a score of 28-0.
Harrison Gravine to tee it up. Deep to receive by Logan Gray and Barrett Trotter.
So Edgar will kick it away with only 9 seconds remaining in the first half. Teams have been practicing for a few weeks. You come out for the first night of the high school football season, and if you're Edgar, you're loving what's happening right now. The kick fielded by Logan Gray. He's going to cut it back and then stops and gets knocked down at about the 30-yard line. Clock stops with 2.9 seconds remaining in the half, so they'll run one more play here. I would imagine Lakeland will be very happy just to take a knee here and not risk another fumble. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Lakeland at their own 30-yard line, but just 2.9 seconds remaining here in the first half. They slowly come to the line. Edgar has 7 guys back deep. And they'll just take a knee, and that's how the first half will come to an end. It's been all Edgar here in the first half of football. They lead it by a score of 28-0. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, 2 more here in the second, and that's where we stand at halftime. We'll be back with the second half in just a bit. Stay with us here on Zaleski Sports.
4-0.
Here we go. We are Zaleski Sports live on location here in Edgar, sponsored by Security Health Plan. My name is Jason Zaleski, and right off the bat, we get Edgar football coach Jerry Sins. Coach, let's just dig right into practice. We are day 3 of week 2. Pads are popping behind us. Just tell us about getting to be with the guys again and into second week of practice here in 2022.
Yeah, it's always fun to get started, and of course things have been pretty much perfect for us weather-wise this year. First of all, we got all the rain to soften up the field, and then it's cool every morning and kind of warms up a little bit by noon, but even by noon it's usually only in the 70s. So yeah, we couldn't ask for anything nicer or better. And the kids have been working hard. Yeah, the attitude's been good.
You and I talked a little bit out on the practice field a little earlier. You've got scrimmage coming up in 2 days, so I think it bears to ask the question: what are you working on today? What work gets put into going to a scrimmage? It's different than a game. So how do you prepare for that?
Well, basically, yeah. We just run some play scripts because we script plays all year, so we have some ready for the scrimmage too. We try to determine in our early practices what plays our current players can execute the best, and then we get ready to use some of those to see how they work against opposing defenses. We'll run a different set against Regis than we do against Menominee than we do against Medford, so at least we can get about 45 different plays in. We probably won't repeat any play. We're in a game. A guy does.
Yeah.
But at least we see how 45 of them work against, live action.
Yeah, and that's just it, right? So you and the coaches are evaluating on Friday players, packages, formations, and then maybe give the kids a little bit of film to look at. But that's what you're trying to accomplish on Friday.
Right, yeah. Get some work in, see who looks the best, keep everybody healthy, and everybody that comes to the scrimmage is the same way. There's pretty much no hitting any quarterbacks unless the guy, is running a read option and he keeps the ball. Well, okay, now, he's a running back. But otherwise, no, nobody hits any quarterbacks. And so it's more controlled, and there is no kicking either.
Last time that I asked you this question, I think we had to bring an abacus out to figure it out. But remind the audience how many years you've been coaching football, and then what has kept you coming back all these years?
Well, it's my 51st year total, my 48th year as head coach, and basically just because I want to have something to do in the morning, something to get up, get out of bed, get moving, and so it keeps me going. And like I say, I mean, I always have more fun hanging out with guys that are 18, 19, 20, and of course a lot of my coaches are 35 or 40 with guys maybe my own age, I guess.
Again, we're at Zaleski Sports On location today, sponsored by Security Health Plan at Edgar football practice. Coach Sin graciously let us in here today, and we're having a pretty good time so far. The sun's starting to come down, so guys will get off the field here in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, get some water, get some rest. Talk about football tradition at Edgar. I mean, one of the premier football programs. You talked about your longevity here. That certainly has something to do with it. But, known statewide, maybe even beyond the state borders of Wisconsin. So just tell us a little bit about the tradition of football at Edgar High School.
Well, yeah, we've, I guess one of the things that, I'm kind of, maybe most proud of is I believe we've had 18 undefeated regular seasons, which, it's really hard to have an undefeated regular season, particularly when you're playing teams like we do. We always play non-conference opponents that are bigger than us. This year we start out with Lakeland, Minocqua, and then we have Stratford second game. So we always try to find teams like that, teams that we know are a lot bigger than us, teams that we expect to be good. So to be able to go undefeated during a schedule like that is really it's a tough thing to do. I believe we've been to state about 13, 14 times, and of course, conference championships, we've of course achieved quite a few of those over the years too. But I think we have 46 or 7 consecutive winning seasons, going now. So that's a pretty good streak.
Congratulations! I think it's all that can be said about that. Congratulations. You're known to be around town. People see you out to dinner at the Steam Show. Has the Steam Show happened yet this year?
No, it's
that's coming, right?
Up.
You've been known to park cars at the Steam Show, as a matter of fact. Volleyball games, basketball games, what have you. Is there anywhere around you can go where people don't recognize you?
Well, I say that's why I wear this hat like this, and sunglasses. But obviously, when you've been around, as long as I have, you become halfway well known,
halfway, if not the whole way. All right, let's talk about conference play here a little bit. I'm not asking for any predictions, but as your conference has been the last number of years, changing all the time. Colby came on 2 years ago. Colby joined your Merriwood Conference. Now Pittsville was out. Now they're back in. Maybe just give us kind of the state of the conference right now as it pertains to the football program.
Yeah, we wish it would, of course, be able to settle down like it was for 40 years, because then you kind of know who you're playing when you're playing. The schedule from year to year. Now the last 2-3 years, well, particularly since the pandemic, everything's been goofed up. But yeah, the conference realignment stuff, 8 more teams playing 8-man and things like that. We've lost some teams out of our conference. I'm happy with the way it is this year because we're doing 2 crossover games with the Central Wisconsin. So we'll play our 2 non-conference games. Then we have our 2 crossover games, which count as conference games. And then we'll have our 5 regular Merriwood games. And of course, I mean, it's kind of funny. There hasn't been all that long ago we had so many teams in the Merriwood that you didn't play some of the teams.
Yeah,
you had buys against certain teams. Well, now we only really have 6 real, Merriwood teams that are playing 11-man Merriwood football, and the other 2 are teams from the CWC.
Last year's schedule, you started with Lakeland and Stratford. This year you start with Lakeland and Stratford. You got Lakeland, a little bit bigger school, poses some different challenges. And then, of course, you got Stratford. And for whatever reason, Coach, it seems like the last handful of years, too, in that game it's been the visiting team that's won. And there's been some close ones there. But tell us about what impact or how those first couple games can help set the tone for an entire season.
Yeah, we certainly are fine with having, maybe 2 of our tougher opponents right away. Once again, the scrimmage, same kind of a thing. Then, if you have some teams in the middle of your schedule that maybe aren't quite as strong, but that's all right, because once again, you might have some guys nicked up, banged up, and then, of course, you want to be strong again at the end of the year. So I think it makes your kids focus in preseason practice more, knowing that, guys, hey, the teams we're scrimmaging, yeah, they're bigger than us and they're good. And the teams we're playing in the first games, yeah, they're bigger than us and they're good. So it kind of gets a little more urgency in the guys getting ready right away.
Last year, the schedule was also highlighted by a couple of long road trips up to Hurley. What did you and the guys learn playing that kind of team? And they had a really, really good team last year. And, of course, you were right with them both games. Maybe the guys coming back this year, but, that was maybe aside from Stratford, the best team on your schedule, and you happen to play them twice. So are you able to carry that learning over to this year?
Well, yeah, I hope so. I mean, we got some guys back, obviously, who played in those games. We did have a decent number of seniors last year that graduated. We were awful thin last year. I mean, slight guys, small guys. So that wasn't a good matchup for us, physically playing teams like Hurley that had, two running backs that were 235 or bigger, and we got guys tackling them that are 135 or 40. But we survived, and which was I was happy about that. And yeah, especially the first game, overtime, a two-pointer. Yeah, these are games could have gone either way. And so, yeah, they were good games. And once again, we're happy to have games like that.
I'm always at risk when I start saying names of kids, because then you always leave somebody out. But you reminded me last year, and I said it to him. He didn't really laugh a whole lot, but I think he got the joke later. And I think he's graduated now, so I can say. But Everett Brame was one of those guys. I told him he had toothpicks hanging off of his hips. Pretty slight build. Tell us about the guys on this year's team. You can call out names if you want, but what should Edgar Wildcat fans and football fans all across the state of Wisconsin know? Who are some of the names we might hear this year?
Well, we have our leading rusher and scorer and our leading probably defensive point guy back this year in Carter Butt. He's somewhat of a unusual physical guy for, schools our size. I mean, he's about 5'9", and a half, and he weighs, I think, 209, 210.
His thighs are the opposite of toothpicks.
Right,
yeah.
Right. He doesn't quite look like Everett. And he's pretty fast. He's a track sprinter and stuff like that. So and he's a gifted receiver too. When we play 7-on-7, yeah, he can catch the ball well, even though he's got kind of like short arms because he's not a big guy. But certainly we're going to depend on him to do a lot of things. We have several of our offensive linemen back, so we think we should have good leadership there. Two of our captains are offensive linemen, and Brady Stencil and Carver Higgins. We got some other guys back that also played in the offensive line last year. Our three running backs, Carter along with Jace Affelbeck and Colby Weisenberger, are all guys that are track sprinters, and they're all guys who played, some last year. So we think, that all of our three top running backs are going to be pretty good guys. We got Brett Baumgartner back at tight end too. Good-sized guy who played quite a bit last year. We think our offensive line and defensive line should be improved, this year because we got a lot of guys back. In the secondary, we graduated a lot of guys, so they're going to need some work. Our linebackers, we got quite a few guys back too. So, there'll be things that'll be interesting to see in the scrimmage, how other guys have come along. We look okay, but, when you don't have that experience, yeah, you want to get some experience. So if we get burned a time or two in the scrimmage, that's no concern. They're young guys, they're learning.
It'd be good to see some different colored shirts on the other side, too. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll kind of wind down with this one, Coach. I always give all of our coaches in these preseason talks a chance to remind their fans and their community to come out to the games. I don't think you have that kind of a problem. It's always a jam-packed house here, so you can remind folks to come out to the games, and that would be a good idea. Always come out and support the kids, whether it's here or in the gym or whatever the case might be. But more so, tell us about that and that home field advantage when you've got the whole town here supporting these kids, and what advantage that really is for you and your guys.
See, that was another thing last year that it was just kind of a quirk in the schedule. We only had 3 home games, so we had to double up special events, nights, and so on. Now, obviously, this year it flipped. So this year we got 6 home games. So now we have a couple games we don't even have an event for because we have so many. So our first 3 games are all at home, against Lakeland, against Stratford, and against Pacelli, all starting at 7. Our 4th game, we go on the road, but 5th game, we're back home against Colby. So 4 out of our first 5 are at home. So we're happy once again with the rain, with the field getting, softened up, and the grass thick, because, we're going to have a lot of games at home this year.
And we're back here at Edgar. We're at halftime. Both teams have returned to the field. We'll get set for the second half in just a bit. It's been all Edgar here tonight so far. 28-0, they lead. And let's recap the scoring for you from the first half of football. Wildcats got on the board with 6:15 to play in the first quarter. It was a 1-yard run by Carter Butt. And it was their first possession of the game. Butt took a handoff for the 2-point conversion as well, and it was 8-0. Wildcats scored on their second possession as well. This one through the air, a 6-yard touchdown pass from Tegan Strite to Colby Weisenberger. The 2-point conversion was no good, and the score was 14-0. It stayed that way until the second half, when the Wildcats scored after an interception set them up, a 17-yard run for Carter Butt. And Butt scored the 2-point conversion on that as well, made the score 22-0. And then with 9 seconds left in the first half, the Edgar defense got into the act as far as scoring the ball. It was a blitz on a pass play by the Lakeland T-Birds, and it was Colby Weisenberger that hammered the quarterback, Wiecek, and forced a fumble that was picked up by Brady Stencil, and he returned it unofficially 45 yards for a score. The kick attempt on the extra point was no good, and that's where we stand here at halftime, 28-0. And if you look at the stat sheet, you can see the dominance by Edgar, especially on both sides of the ball, but especially on defense. They have limited Lakeland to just 6 yards on the ground and 34 yards through the air, for a total of 40 yards total offense for Lakeland in this first half of football. Edgar, on the other hand, 172 yards rushing, led by Carter Butt. He's got 72 yards on 11 carries.
Public service announcement.
Weisenberger with 36 yards on 6 carries.
Constable wants to make sure
Strite
everybody stops at the stop sign.
picks up 42 yards on
So please be safe.
5 carries and 22 yards on 3 carries for Jace Affelbeck. Edgar has completed 3 passes. One of those, though, went for a loss of 13 yards on a blitz. And so 3 pass completions. And for 23 yards for Edgar so far in this first half of football. All right, both teams have finished their warm-up. We'll get set for the second half here. Edgar's going to get the football to begin the second half with this big lead as well.
I was thinking it. I didn't want to say it.
But a great start for Jerry Sinn's crew here. As we mentioned, the Edgar coach in his 48th year as the head man, his 51st year coaching. You heard him in the halftime conversation with Jason Selesky. 18 undefeated regular seasons through his career and over 46 straight winning seasons. Not many have done it better in the state of Wisconsin than Jerry Sinn's here at Edgar. All right, Wildcats will send Colby Weisenberger back deep along with Tegan Strite to receive this kick.
Teed it up is McCoy Holmquist. Deep to receive are Tegan Strite and Colby Weisenberger. New twist.
We've got somebody listening from North Carolina. That's kind of cool. Hello down to North Carolina. Got to be a grandparent, right? All right, Lakeland ready to tee off here. And we'll get underway with this second half. Let's see if Edgar can put together a performance like they did in the first half. That would be something special to start this season. Here's the kick. It's going to be a short kick. Going to be fielded on the bounce, bobbled for a moment, then picked up by Strite. He's going to try to get it across the field. Gets a block, turns the corner, and gets out of bounds across the 35 at about the 36-yard line. So decent field position for the Wildcats to begin this first possession of the second half.
Edgar is going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Wildcats huddling up, and here we go. Strite will go under center, offset backfield behind him, slot right, left this time, slot to the left. Man comes in motion, and they're going to hand it off inside. Actually, no, that was a fake handoff inside. Great fake, and a good read by Lakeland as they knocked down Weisenberger for no gain, maybe a loss. Great fake handoff to Butt. I thought Butt had the ball going up the middle. Instead, Weisenberger kept it and tried to get it around the left side, but Lakeland wasn't fooled. They knocked him down for no gain, maybe a loss on the play. Call it 2nd down and 11.
You see how long it takes to develop? You would think it would go great.
Wildcats will take their time to come to the line with a big lead. They have nothing to hurry for. Man comes in motion again. This time they will hand it off inside, and this is Butt. Flag flies in. Probably going to be a hold inside the middle of that run. Butt got it out across the 40 to about the 45, but that's probably coming back as the flag threw right into the middle of that play. And it will be a hold or a block in the back against Edgar, so that'll come back.
Penalty indication is blocked in the back.
So that's one of those killer penalties, especially on a 2nd and long. It's going to be 2nd and really long now. They're going to mark that ball all the way back to the 26-yard line.
That'll bring up 2nd and 20.
2nd down and 20 yards here for Edgar. And they're going to play action. Strite rolls to the right. He's being pressured, and he is going to breaks the tackle, gets rid of the football. They get it to Weisenberger. He's knocked down. It's going to be a gain. But boy, oh boy, they had Strite wrapped up, and the Lakeland defender is really mad at himself. He had a handful of jersey, and he couldn't yank him down. That was Maverick Metzger of Lakeland, who had a handful of Strite's jersey, but Strite was able to wrestle away and get the pass away.
We'll bring up 3rd and 18.
Picked up only a couple of yards on that pass completion. And it'll be 3rd down and 18 now for Edgar. Strite. Inside handoff to Butt, and he's going nowhere. He got stood up and driven backwards after maybe getting one initially, but then got pushed backwards. It's going to be a 4th down, and for the first time today, Edgar's going to punt the football.
Brought down by Noah.
Butt got plowed under that time. In on the initial hit was Aiden Allman of Lakeland. So it'll be 4th down and 17, and the punt team comes on here for the Wildcats. And Lakeland should get the ball in decent field position.
Marcus Heinerfuss in punt formation.
So Heinerfuss will handle the punting duties for Edgar. Gets it away, a line drive. It's going to take a bounce, goes past both of the receiving crew for the T-Birds, and they're able to fall on the football. One of the officials got knocked down in the middle of that. Ball was recovered by one of the T-Birds. I don't think anybody touched it, so it was going to roll dead anyway, but they wanted to make sure, so they fell on the football at about the 23-yard line, and that's where the T-Birds will take over. So that turned into a decent punt, and Lakeland does not have as good a field position as they might have hoped for. 9:38 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Edgar leading 28-0. And the T-Birds will try to get something going. They have not been able to do anything tonight against the Edgar defense. High backfield behind Wiecek. And they're going to hand it off on a counter play, and that went nowhere. Swarmed under.
Leonard Chosa, the ball carrier.
Chosa, the fullback, takes that, and his first carry of the night goes for no gain. A host of green jerseys met him in the hole right there. 2nd down and 10 for Lakeland. Whitetail Properties, one of our great sponsors. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties. 715-213-4468. That's 715-213-4468. T-Birds come to the line. Wide receivers left and right. Slot right, single back behind Wiecek. He's going to pitch it and try to get Wagner around the right corner. He has to reverse, and now he may be able to get away. No, he's going to be, the ball's loose, and it's going to be recovered by Lakeland. Wagner trying to fight for a couple of extra yards, got hammered from behind, and the ball came out. Recovered by one of the Lakeland linemen. Wagner tried the right side that time. There was nowhere to go. He reversed field and was chased down from behind. The ball came out. It's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play.
Loss of 3 on the play is going to bring up 3rd and...
So Wagner has 9 carries now for 3 net yards. They have shut down Lakeland's top running back almost completely here tonight. 3rd down and long, 3rd and 13 now for Lakeland as they come to the line. Wide receivers left and right. Wiecek out of the pistol this time.
Nice recovery right there.
He wants to throw, now he's going to pull it down and run. He's got a hole up the middle, and then a nice shoestring tackle knocked him down. That could have been a big gainer, but Carter Butt from his linebacker spot got a handful of shoe and pulled him down. It'll be 4th down, picked up about 4 on that.
Gain of 5 on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and 8.
And it will be a 4th down in a punting situation here for the Thunderbirds. Butt's going to drop back for Edgar.
Braden Wiecek in punt formation.
He gets very little rest. He and a handful of the Edgar players play almost every play. Here's the snap, and it's a line drive punt going to go out of bounds in Lakeland territory. So it's going to be great field position now for Edgar, as that line drive punt went almost sideways and goes out of bounds. We're going to mark it at about the
where Edgar will take over, 1st and 10.
48-yard line of Lakeland. So the Wildcats with great field position here. A reminder, next week we'll be right back here at Edgar High School. An old rivalry renewed, Edgar and Stratford. That should be a good one. Wide receiver left for the Wildcats this time. Offset backfield slot left. They're going to hand it off, and Weisenberger's got a huge hole. First down yardage and more. Cuts it outside. Down the far sideline. One man to beat, and he falls forward inside the 10-yard line. Monster run by Colby Weisenberger. He's having a big game and picked up huge yardage right there. Let's see where they marked that ball. It's going to be inside the 10-yard line for sure on the far side of the field. And we've got an injured Wildcat down. That might be Weisenberger down on the far side, as they're looking at his leg. Might be a cramp in this situation. It's kind of humid out here tonight. So we've got a timeout while they tend to the injured Edgar player. We'll take a timeout as well. 28-0. The Wildcats have set themselves up to put another score on the board. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Edgar Wildcat football on Zaleski Sports.
First things first with Mid-State Technical College. Dual credit programs earn you college credit in high school. Then choose a path that suits you. Use your skills to start your career or transfer to a university to continue your degree. Choose a new career. Transition easily and quickly by upgrading your skills. Or continue your education with dozens of classes to get you on your path. No matter your stage of the game, your first move is Mid-State Technical College.
And we're back here at Edgar High School. Weisenberger up, walking off the field under his own power after that long run. A 40-yard run. They marked him out of bounds at the 9-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Edgar at the 9.
Colby's 40-yard run puts the ball at Lakeland's 9-yard line. And an Edgar first down.
Credit that Edgar front line, though, for opening up a huge hole. Brady Stencil, Carver Higgins. You've got Harrison Gravine up there. Fletcher Weiland, the center. Lots of room to run for Weisenberger that time. 1st and goal from the 9 as they come to the line. And they're going to throw the football, lofted in the end zone. He's open, and it's incomplete. That ball was underthrown. They were trying to get it once again to Leighton Schuett. He was open for a moment. The pass was lofted, though, and by the time it got there, the defender was able to close and knock the ball away. Incomplete. 2nd down and goal from the 9. They've tried that play 3 times today. It hasn't been successful yet, trying to loft it over the top for Leighton Schuett. He's a 6'3", 160-pound sophomore. Split backfield, slot right this time for the Wildcats, and they're going to hand it off to Butt. He's got a hole, breaks a tackle, puts his head down, and carries it into the end zone. Touchdown for Carter Butt, his 3rd touchdown of the night. And it's from 9 yards out.
For a 9-yard touchdown.
And that makes the score 34-0, pending the conversion here. You're not going to bring Carter Butt down with one arm tackle. You're going to need 2 or 3 guys usually to get him to the ground. And he's on the sideline now for one of the rare times when he gets to take a breather, as they are going to attempt to kick this extra point. Harrison Gravine out there to attempt the extra point. And now they're going to, they drew Lakeland offside again. There's the snap. There was a flag thrown. The kick is good. The snap. The flag was thrown, so I'm not quite sure why they let that play continue, but they did, and Gravine nails the extra point.
Gravine's point after touchdown kick is good.
I think it was an encroachment, would have been an encroachment penalty against Lakeland. While they hash that out, we'll take a break. 6:56 to play. It's 34-0 pending that extra point, and that's a big extra point because if it's good, that'll put us into running time here. We'll take a break, come back with more. You're watching Edgar Football on Zaleski Sports.
Cropping Central, conveniently located between Edgar and Stratford on County Road N, 715-352-2843. Let Cropping Central take care of your field plans, yield mapping, crop scouting, and crop protection, including hail insurance. Cropping Central, 715-352-2843, and visit them on County Road N, west of Edgar.
Winter's coming fast, which means it's time to hit the trails. Bill's Service Center has all things you need to stay warm and dry on the trails this winter. With a full selection of jackets, bibs, helmets, boots, casual wear. And don't forget that Bill's is your chainsaw safety gear headquarters. Bill's Service Center is your one-stop connection for all your cold weather riding gear.
Don't freeze your jingle bells off. Get your cold weather riding gear at Bill's Service Center. Bill's Service Center, where the adventure begins.
Tom King back here at Edgar High School.
Deep receive, our Logan Gray.
And they hashed it out. They picked up the penalty flag, and the extra point was good, making the score 35-0. We'll head into running time now with this big lead for the Wildcats. And here comes the kickoff. It's a short end-over-end kick taken by one of the upmen at about the 30-yard line. Breaking a tackle, getting it near the 40, and then swarmed under. And bringing that back for Lakeland was Talon Haling.
On the return.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the T-Birds at their own 37, 38-yard line is where they'll mark it.
At their own 38-yard line.
But once again, has been virtually no dice for Lakeland tonight to do anything against this swarming Edgar defense. The big play, of course, was the sack fumble, which was returned for a touchdown. 9 seconds remaining in the first half. Weisenberger got the sack and forced the fumble. Brady Stensel returned it for the touchdown. Lakeland comes to the line. They want to throw it out in the flat. They've got a man. It's complete. And it knocked down after a short pickup. Making the tackle for Edgar was Avery Normington. The pass was completed.
Tackled by Avery Normington.
To Max Masiesva.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Gain of only 3, though. And it brings up 2nd down and 7. Thunderbirds bring it back to the line. Wide receivers left and right. We check out of the pistol. He's going to hand it off to the deep man and some running room. First down, no, close to it, and knocked down, depending on where they mark it. And it's going to be Wagner on the carry. That's really the first big run he's been able to rip off here. Going to be enough for a first down, so call it 8 on the pickup for Wagner.
Gain of 8 on the play. Puts the ball at Lakeland.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Thunderbirds, just shy of their own 49-yard line.
Sounds like a 3-year goal, I think.
Oh, it was? I thought it was points.
Thunderbirds back to the line, receivers left and right. Out of the pistol once again. They hand it off to Wagner again. This time he's got a little bit of room, not much. Gets it into Edgar territory at about the 48. Pick up about 4 on the carry for Wagner that time.
Tackled by Brett Baumgartner.
Brett Baumgartner on the stop for the Wildcats.
Gain of 3 on the play is going to bring up 2nd and 7.
2nd down and a short 7, long 6 here for the Thunderbirds.
It is actually 3. I couldn't be able to gain it 3.5.
And back to the line they come.
You've seen all kinds of people out there like this.
They're going to hand it off to the right side this time. That's Wagner again. Not much there.
Rocky Wagner, the ball carrier.
Fell forward for maybe a yard, maybe 2. They're going to mark it shy of the 45-yard line.
Carter Budd along with Carver Higgins. Gain of 2 on the play.
So 3rd down and 4 here for the T-Birds. Long time in the huddle for the T-Birds this time. They come to the line. Taking the snap. They want to throw. Here comes the blitz again. They got rid of it. It's intercepted and knocked down after bringing it back to the 45-yard line. They tried an inside screen that time and picking the ball off, Brett Baumgartner. And it'll be Edgar football at the Lakeland 45-yard line.
He returned it to the 45-yard line of Lakeland, where Edgar will take over 1st and 10.
So once again, Lakeland struggling to get anything going on the other side of the field, and they throw an interception near midfield right there. Weisenberger was bringing the blitz again. They brought him from the right side a few times here tonight, and that time I think he forced Wiechek to throw the ball before he wanted to on the inside screen, and jumping the route inside was Baumgartner. He gets the interception, and it'll be Edgar football here as they quickly come to the line. 1st and 10 from the Lakeland 45-yard line. They're going to hand it up inside, and we get some of the reserves in there now with the big lead.
Jace Affelbeck, the ball carrier.
Actually, no, Affelbeck will get that carry and pick up about 5 or 6. Call it a pickup of 5 on the carry.
Is going to make it 2nd and 5.
And 2nd down and 5.
Well, that Max, number 11, that last name there.
Schuett comes into the game here for Edgar. He'll split out wide left. Strite will operate under center. Trips backfield. They hand it inside to the fullback, and he is swarmed under. Not much there. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gave him a yard on that with second effort. On the carry for Edgar was Will Hackle, his first carry of the night. And he took a big hit there, maybe picked up a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 4 now for the Wildcats. Clock continuing to roll. We're under a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. 35-0 Edgar, and they have the football in Lakeland territory once again. Nicolay Bank offering personal banking that works for you with locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill, one of our great sponsors on Zaleski Sports. Wildcats come back to the line. Offset backfield. 2 slots to the right. Now a penalty flag flies. That usually means illegal procedure or somebody moved. It is a procedure penalty against the Wildcats. That'll back them up a bit. Clock continues to roll with the running time score of 35-0. And that may bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter as the ball is spotted back at the 45-yard line of Lakeland. I think Edgar is going to just let this clock run out, and that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter.
That's a lot farther than it was away from the line. That's closer to the line there.
And they will just let the clock run out. So 3 quarters are in the books. It's all Edgar. They lead it 35-0. We'll take a break. You're watching Edgar Wildcat football on Zaleski Sports.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and 0 premium company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood.
And we're back here at Edgar High School as we get set for the final 12 minutes of this football game. All Edgar here tonight. Carter Budd with a big night. He's got 3 touchdowns He has scored on 2 two-point conversions as well. 81 yards on the ground, 3 scores and 2 two-point conversions. Also a good night for Colby Weisenberger. He caught a 6-yard touchdown pass. He also forced that fumble on the blitz, and Stenzel picked it up and ran it in for a score. Weisenberger also has 42 yards on the ground. They make that 75 yards on the ground on 8 carries. All right, Edgar coming to the line here to begin the fourth quarter, facing a 3rd down and 10 on the Lakeland 45-yard line. They're going to pitch it to the right and try to get the corner, and they won't get there. It's going to be wrapped up and dropped on the carry. Brock Maurer getting his first carry of the night.
Along with Merrick Trotter.
Maybe picked up 2, and that's going to bring a 4th down here for the Wildcats. Let's see what they want to do here. Looks like they may want to punt the ball. And Lakeland's going to bring their punt return team on the field.
Deep to receive are Logan Gray and Merrick
I think this is only the second time that Edgar has had to punt the football tonight.
Marcus Hainerfoos in punt formation.
Marcus Hainerfoos, Jr., handles the punting for the Wildcats. He's standing back at about his 44-yard line. Snap is good, and the kick is away. It's a line drive, going to be fielded at about the 15-yard line across the 20, and then dropped at about the 25-yard line.
Logan Gray on the return, brought down by Colby Weisenberger.
Weisenberger in on the stop on the return by Logan Gray, and Lakeland will have the football. 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line.
I play a 3-minute post game.
T-Birds come to the line. I backfield behind Wiecek. Edgar showing blitz again. Here they come. Inside handoff, big hole, and knocked down. And the ball came loose, but Lakeland's going to fall on it. On the carry for Lakeland was the fullback, Leonard Chosa. Picked up about 5 on that.
Second 5.
On the quick hitter inside. 2nd down and 5.
He said dilly. Everybody in that girl know no go.
Wide receivers left and right for the T-Birds here. Offset eye behind Wiecek. He's going to hand it off inside. This is Wagner. Not much there. Got it across the 33 to maybe the 34. It's going to be short of the 1st down by a couple of yards.
With help from
Call it a pickup of 3 on the carry for Wagner.
gain of 3 on the play is going to make it 3rd and 2.
3rd down and a couple here for Lakeland. Clock continues to move, 9:04 to play. Don't forget the Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up. We'll try to go down on the field and talk to Coach Jerry Sins, maybe a couple of the players as well if we can round them up. Edgar showing blitz. They hand inside handoff, not much there. Chosa breaks a tackle, and he might have got enough for a 1st down. That was a good second effort by the Lakeland fullback. He picked up enough for the 1st down. I think he did. Going to pick up about 3 on that, and that was all second effort right there.
On the play, puts the ball at Lakeland's 36-yard line, where they will have it 1st and 10.
Looks like Lakeland make that Edgar has possibly has some reserves coming in the game right now. Austin Jacobs, junior defensive lineman in the game. Looks like they got a couple of other subs in there as well with the 35-0 score. Wiecek wants to pass this time. The ball incomplete. And went off the chest of the fullback, Chosa, incomplete.
Falls incomplete. Defending on the play is Brock Maurer.
Wiecek had completed 4 straight passes before that miss. He's 5 out of 8 for the game. Not big yardage, though. 51 yards, I think, on unofficially passing yardage for the T-Birds. Going to be second down and 10. Clock rolling, 7:27 to play. We're in running time here with the 35-0 lead. Wide receivers to the left and right. And WIAA will go under center, I backfield behind him. They're going to throw it out in the flat. It's caught out there. And making a man miss. First down yardage and more. Knocked out of bounds. The catch made by Max Masiezva.
Braden WIAC's pass complete to Max Masiezva. Knocked out of bounds by Leighton Schuett.
And they picked up about...
Gain of 15 on the play.
15 on that pass and catch.
10 at midfield.
And it's a first down for the T-Birds. Ball marked right at the 50-yard line. WIAC back out of the gun. Low snap, he's able to grab it. It's got time. Now he steps up. He's going to run with the football. And he's going to be knocked down hard out of bounds after a short gain, maybe a yard. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage, depending on where they mark it.
Brought down by Brock Bauer. Gain of 1 on the play is going to make it 2nd and 9.
Second run of the game for WIAC for just 5 yards on that scramble. 2nd down and 9. Clock rolling, 5:56 to play. Stone Innovations of Plover, one of our great sponsors. Stone Innovations specializes in the fabrication, design, and installation of stone countertops. Stone Innovations, Inc. operates with the most advanced fabrication equipment in the industry. Visit stoneinnovations.net to begin your order. WIAC play action. He's rolling out. He's being chased, and he's not going to get rid of the football. He pulls it down, runs out of bounds. That's going to be a loss. That'll count as a sack as he runs out of bounds back at the 48-yard line. It's going to be a team sack.
Great WIAC.
Going to be a loss of about 3 on that.
By Lucas Stockey.
And it's going to bring up 3rd and long now. 3rd and about 11 for Lakeland.
Loss of about 3 on the play is going to bring up 3rd and 11.
Will Hackle in on defense for Edgar. Brock Maurer in the game as well. Leighton Schuett playing back at one of the defensive back spots. Lakeland to the line, 3rd and 11. And Edgar's going to blitz again. They're going to set up a backside screen. It's caught and making one man miss and getting near the first down, near the 39-yard line. That's Max Masiezva again.
Tackled by Will Hackle.
Pickup of about 10. He's going to be short of the first down by about a yard, so it's going to be 4th down and 1.
Gain of about 10 on the play is going to bring up 4th and 1.
And Lakeland trying to move the football here against some of the Edgar reserves. Ethan makes that Tucker Strite in the game. Freshman player for Edgar. Offset eye. They're going to give it to the deep man in the eye. That's Wagner. He busted outside, breaks a tackle, and breaking more tackles inside the 35 down to about the 33-yard line. First down for the T-Birds. Going to pick up about 10 on that.
Gain of 10 on the play is going to give Lakeland a 1st and 10.
First down and 10 for the T-Birds. Clock moving down to 3:27 to play. Game has long been decided. 35-0 Edgar with the lead. T-Birds come to the line. Wide receivers left and right. Offset eye behind WIAC once again. Pitch left side. Wagner's got it. Cuts it back. Makes one man miss. Makes another man miss. And then he's knocked down. But not before he gets it down near the 20-yard line. That's going to be another pickup of around 10 yards for Wagner. So after not being able to pick up much yardage against the starters in the first half,
Gain of 9 on the play.
T-Birds picking up a little yardage against the Edgar reserves here late in this one. Down to 2:42 to play. Thunderbirds have the ball just shy of a first down. Ball marked at the 21-yard line. It's second down and very short. WIAA will operate out of the pistol this time. Man comes in motion. That's the fullback. And it's going to be a designed run for the quarterback. He's got first down yardage and more. Gets it down inside the 10-yard line. Actually going to mark it right at the 10. It's going to pick up about 11 on a designed run that time for WIAA.
Gain of 11 on the play. We'll give Lakeland first and goal.
First and goal from the 10-yard line for the Thunderbirds. We're going to get an official's timeout here. I think we've got an equipment problem with one of the referees. One of the officials having some equipment problems. So the clock stops here with 1:57 to play, and Lakeland banging on the door. Our game brought to you in part by Fleet Farm. Get ready for fall cleanup at Fleet Farm. Get all the gear you need, from mowers and spreaders to grass seed and fertilizers. Plus, check out supplies for outside jobs like pressure washers, shed, and paint. Get everything you need in one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. Tight formation. WIAA's going to pitch it to Wagner, trying the left side, cuts it back, breaks a tackle. Can he get it down into the end zone? He's close. Going to be marked down short inside the 5-yard line. Going to be marked at about the 1. Pickup of 9 on the carry for Wagner. Lakeland trying to avoid the shutout here, and they've got it. Second down and goal from the 1. Marching it down the field against the Edgar reserves here in the second half. Lakeland keeping their starters on the field here in this second half of football as they try to get on the scoreboard for the first time in this young season. First and goal from the 1, or make that second and goal from the 1. Inside handoff, that's Chosa, the fullback, touchdown. He got nailed right at the hole, but he was able to fall in the end zone. He didn't need much, and he got it. So Lakeland gets on the board here with 56.9 seconds to play in the game. A 1-yard touchdown run for the fullback, Leonard Chosa. And let's see what they decide to do with the extra point attempt here. It's 35-6. That'll take running clock off the board here for the final minute of the game. They're going to try to kick the extra point. On to kick is McCoy Holmquist. He hasn't had to do much work here tonight. They were counting the number of players. The holder is Chosa, the guy who scored the touchdown. There's the kick. It's up and it's good. 35-7. We'll take a break. Come back with more. You're watching Edgar Wildcat football on Zaleski Sports.
There's definitely family pride in this. I mean, just thinking back that this business has been built since the late 1800s. My great-great-grandfather, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my father all working toward the same goal. There's definitely a lot of pride in that, and you want to make sure that you make the family proud.
At Nicolet Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolet Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolet Bank. Real people, real conversations.
56.9 seconds to play in this one. Lakeland able to get on the board with a touchdown. It's 35-7. Wildcats with the lead, and they'll get the football back here for this final minute. I would imagine they can just run the clock out. I can't imagine that Lakeland would use any of their timeouts here at this point, but you never know. Strite is back deep along with Weisenberger. It's a squib kick. It's going to be bobbled, then picked up, and then Strite will just kneel down and stop the clock right there.
Keegan Strite kneels him down.
No sense in having your quarterback return a kick at this point in the game, leading 35-7. Clock is going to roll here. And they maybe will have to run one play, and then they can run this clock out. Edgar taking their time, huddling up. Lakeland will just let the clock roll. And it's going to be an inside handoff. And that's going to be enough to run out the clock.
Maverick Butt, the ball carrier.
That was Maverick Butt, the younger brother of Carter Butt. And that's how this one will finish up with a score of 35-7. Edgar scored a couple of times in the first quarter. A 1-yard run by Carter Butt and a 2-point conversion. A 6-yard pass from Keegan Strite to Colby Weisenberger, and it was 14-0 after the first quarter. Second quarter, Butt scored on a 17-yard run, and the 2-point conversion made it 22-0. And then, with 9 seconds to play in the first half, it was a forced fumble on a sack by Colby Weisenberger. The fumble picked up by Brady Stencil, returning at 45 yards for a touchdown. 28-0 at halftime after the kick was missed. Third quarter, Edgar scored again, a 9-yard run by Carter Butt, his third touchdown of the game. The extra point was good, 35-0. And then Lakeland got on the board late with a 1-yard touchdown run by their fullback, Leonard Chosa. For the Wildcats, statistically, it was 81 yards on the ground for Butt on 13 carries, 75 yards on the ground for Weisenberger on 8 carries, 42 yards rushing for the quarterback Strite, 27 yards on the ground for Jace Applebeck. And it was the quarterback Strite completing just 2 passes, completing 5 passes, one of those for that touchdown. We're going to head down to the field and try to get head coach Jerry Sins and maybe one of the players as well, as we will wrap this up, and the Nasonville Dairy postgame show is coming up. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. That's coming up next. Once again, it was Edgar getting the victory here tonight by a score of 35-7. We'll take a break and back with more on Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers cheese, pizza cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Birthday, Paul.
Hey, you too, Misty. Thank you.
Tom King, I think we met a long time ago. I'll be doing your games this year.
Okay.
Stop, Jerry. All right, we're here after the ball game with Edgar head coach Jerry Sins. Well, coach, you never know what you're going to get the first game of the season, but boy, you got to love what you saw from your defense tonight.
Yeah, I thought we played pretty well. We got the big fumble recovery there in the sack, by Brady Stencil, of course, lineman. They don't get those kind of plays very often. He's the guy that broke his ankle last year late in the season and couldn't play at the end of the year, so we're really happy for him. And then Baumgartner at the end intercepted one of those screen passes too, so we got 2 big plays from our defensive line, which will definitely help us, yeah.
I'm going to try to talk to some of those guys. You brought Weisenberger on a blitz a number of times, and he finally got through on that one and forced that fumble. And as you said, a big man touchdown is always fun.
It is, yeah. It was great to see, and we were all really happy for him.
How about on the offensive side of the ball? You knew what Carter Butt could do, but were you happy with the play of your offense, I would imagine?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought the other guys ran pretty well. Jace Affelbeck ran pretty well. Kobe Weisenberger ran. We threw the ball okay. We missed on a couple of our, fade routes to Leighton Schuett, but, just misfired on them. Those are things that you have to work on. So, I thought we played overall pretty well. I thought we punted okay. We didn't kick the best, but hopefully we can improve the kicking.
Well, big matchup next week with Stratford, but go enjoy this one.
Thank you very much.
That's Edgar head coach Jerry Sins. We're going to try to round up a couple of the players now. We're here after the win over Lakeland with Kobe Weisenberger, who had a really nice game, and they brought you on the blitz a number of times, and you finally got through on that one and forced the fumble. That has to feel good.
Yeah, it was fun, just working hard out there.
And what about on the offensive side of the ball too? You guys ran the ball pretty well. It was an overall really good game for you guys tonight.
Yeah, the offensive line played amazing. Guys like Stenny going out there blocking hard. It's really fun.
All right, I want you to do the in-the-house thing, all right?
I gotcha.
I want you to look up there.
I'm Kobe Weisenberger, and I'm in the house.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Where's Stetzel? It's Stetzel over here. We're going to try to get one more. Stencil, if he's around.
Hey, grab one of those briefcases, please. If they don't have it. Otherwise, Anthony, take the QB ball bag. QB ball bag, black bag.
There he is. All right, we're here after the game with Brady Stencil, who had the big man touchdown tonight. Those are always fun.
Yeah, they are. They're not normal.
When you saw the ball come loose and you saw the big hit that Weisenberger put on him, what were you thinking? Just have the ball make a good bounce right into your hands like it did?
Yeah, I was nervous. I was going to trip and fall and make a fool out of myself, but it worked out pretty good.
Did you look behind you at all as you were running for that touchdown?
No, I was not going to look because I knew I needed everything forward or else I was going to get caught.
Pretty good job by the line tonight on both sides of the football for you guys.
Yeah, everyone worked hard. They knew what they were doing, and the running backs got some big holes, and our running backs made some good plays as well.
All right, you know how to do the in-the-house thing?
Yeah. All right. I'm Brady Stencil.
Hey, hang on. Just take that and...
I'm Brady Stencil, and I'm in the house.
All right.
Thank you.
Good job. See you.